What are your memories of when Roger pitched, the atmosphere out here when he pitched, and what it felt like to just be involved with all that?
It was crazy because we'd come out of a sales meeting and we were in one of the sky boxes and said, somebody's throwing down there. And then somebody said to me, it looks just like Roger Clemens. I go, that's because that is Roger Clemens. You could just see the body typing. Roger's a pretty big guy. And just all the attention, especially, we were, as far as the national scene, nobody knew who we were. I mean, we were still the newest team in the Atlantic League. So there were, people in the Atlantic League that weren't familiar with us yet. And the fact that Roger pitched here twice in game one really put us not only the map in the Atlantic League, but nationally and even worldwide. I mean, I've gone to Australia and worked for Team Australia in the 2009 World Baseball Classic. So folks from them knew about it. We were getting calls from Canada and Japan, and I mean, it was just a whirlwind phenomenon. We had just media covering us from everywhere, and it was a phenomenal experience. I mean, everywhere here was packed. We had Roger Clemens' logo in the bullpen. We had people watching from the bridge and the grasslands just for him warming up. It was quite an experience. I mean, it'd be equivalent to like Randy Johnson coming down from the majors to do, a rehab start. It had that kind of feel to it.
How did you sense that TRACY MCGRADY thought of this experience and what it was like? Was this something that he had obviously he wanted to do since he was a kid? He loved baseball as well as basketball. What did he look at this experience like? Was it just something a lark, or is he taking it more seriously?
No, it was actually really interesting. I got to talk to TRACY quite a bit, both pre-game and in-game, and it was actually his first love, baseball. But he transferred in his senior year to go to a high school that was more in depth for his basketball career, and they didn't have a baseball program. So that was the last of his baseball career. But he had actually thought about it when the NBA was about to go on strike a few years before that, and by the time he could kind of get that going, the strike got settled and he was back to work. So since his NBA career was completely over at this point, after playing overseas as well, he wanted to give it a shot, and he took it really seriously. I was, really impressed by him. He came here 3 months earlier and worked with somebody, just about every day, and he traveled with us on the road trip, got to start the All-Star game, which actually turned out to be his last game. But he didn't embarrass himself at all. I mean, he threw 86 to 88 and had a couple of pitches, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.